Catty down a 1 kilometre start very straight. So Mark got that one wrong. He was pretty deep into that turn 1 himself, actually, Jack Miller.
Jack is pushing.
So that worked out quite well for Jack. But Mark so determined not to lose sight of Jack Miller and to try and break the toe from Marc Marquez. Jack Miller's doing exactly what Vinales should have done, in my opinion, last weekend. This session and the Marquez psychological warfare compromised the entire weekend. So he's never going to recover. You can just see how hard Thriller is pushing. And he's basically said to Marc Marquez, well, if you can toe a line, the first lap's about to come through. Who has the advantage in Q1? Double A Tardox's hard rate. Will he go into P1? No, he doesn't. Goes second. Thomas Spargo betters that as well. He then goes second. Marquez got him getting off the back of Jack Miller here. Perhaps the best place man is Paul Espargaro there, just off the two of them. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Shows the mental fortitude of that young man. This would be a massive cut. Some talent in this MotoGP World Championships. Pick Barra sent aside at FP4. We know that he's a more than capable top 10 contender at the time. Jorge Martin. Now that would be some show, wouldn't it? Right at the back of the picture behind the best you need that gets right. Turn 10. Such an easy mistake to make it so fast through turn 9. Jorge Martin. The last time he claimed surprise, and he finished third behind the two Frenchmen, Fabio Quartararo and Joan Zarco. Martin there. So Marc Marquez then 5th, was his best effort there, and he'll head into pit lane, likewise Martin. Will Jack Miller, Francesco Guidotti there. You can't ask for any more of Jorge Martin than that. Attacking Nakagami for him in years, but he is on a decent lap at the moment. He's up in sector 1, he's got his LCR Honda teammate Alex Marquez. Crucial attacking Nakagami, gets this turn 9 right, so he's to run a little bit wide. Oh, he's backed out of it. Had he just exceeded track limits, perhaps, who knows? An odd time to be rolling out of it when you're down in 10th in this session. Top 2 men in the session, Leccarona from Martin, Miller back in the groove. The Australian attacking, just spot up to 7th. On board then with Jack Miller. Crucial. He gets this final corner bang on the money. That's just what Jack wanted. That's put him top of the pile by just over 100 from Leccarona, who clings on to 2nd. So Miller and Leccarona at the moment would advance if the checkered flag came out now. Martin, Paul Espargaro, Marc Marquez follow. Well, that'll feel nice. He's got a margin back to this man. Before he was flying through the gravel trap at turn 13, to be even remotely close and challenging for a place in Q2 is how good he is. He was always the king of qualifying in Moto 3, and already with a pole position to his name so far this year, you will not really challenge Miller. And he's down again, and that's a big fast crash. Oh, the air fence, which does a fantastic job. He's okay, but 2 crashes in the space. Okay, he's fast, but he's a frequent faller as well. Valentino Rossi relieved not to be in this session for once. A bit more likely from Taki Nakagami, not good enough both to trouble the top 2 places right now. Across the line in the background there, turn 1 this time, Marquez makes it, although Jack was a little deep into turn 1 himself and a bit wide. And actually, by rolling out, the rest of them have all had to do the same behind. And this is going to be lighting up social media again. It's on the limit of the rules, but it's not against the rules.
Guys, Jack rolled out because they don't want to come by. Guys, just something to keep an eye out, especially for turn 10, which they've just passed. When you try to put a lap harder on that brake, where they're coming down to now, and that front fork, you see Jack's front fork bottom.
Simon, this is a good lap being put together by Taka Nakagami. He's going to challenge Jack Miller. He just got turn 14. He goes fastest at 39.347. Excellent from the Japanese rider. Brilliant by Nakagami. The LCR Honda camp, they love that. Nakagami's pushed him out of the top 2. It was always going to be a big ask, having crashed so heavily at turn 9, to hang on to a place in the find. Anything he needs to find, at least 2 or 3 tends to nudge this man Jack Miller out of the top 2. Miller leaving nothing to do spot here. Jack Miller then down into turn 5 with Marquez for company. As they exit here, they will flash. There's still got plenty of life left in it, this opening qualifying session. Miller leads Marquez as they climb up to this super fast right-hander. Trafe I was just mentioning can go wrong so easily. Jack Miller has already got it wrong through here, but Marquez is perfectly placed here. Paul Espargaro, Marquez and Jack Miller. And at the moment, he's getting dragged around to a potential place in Q2. 9.347. Who's going into Q2? William Miller, Marquez. Paul Espargaro goes into 2nd. Miller. It was all part of the game plan for Mark to try and get himself through. But as a result, Paul Espargaro has done it. A good effort's delivered. Poor Nakagami couldn't quite make it through. So Paul Espargaro in the end then, probably because Paul just made it look slightly less obvious than Mark. He knew exactly what his tactics were. Both of his quick laps in that session. Marc Marquez does not want to be following anybody. He's not a guy that's ever had to rely on a toe. Rainy there, just sitting up and a bit slow on turn 9, and there was almost a bit of drama there. Still, it wasn't quite as fast as the fastest time we've seen so far of the weekend from Franco Morbidelli. Perhaps a sign to advance this through to Q2 just as he would have wanted. A 39.153 on his last 4, Fabio Quartararo. Trying to be the first Yamaha rider to take 5 poles in a row since Jorge Lorenzo a long time ago back in 2010. It adds to the character of this famous circuit for the 30th time, 30th successive year that we hold a Grand Prix. And this is what it looks like. Well, the way it's going at with Queens, we are the champions by the end of the season, because this man, brilliant so far this weekend. Was on pole, was Valencia, of course, in 2020, a race he went on to win. And Miguel Oliveira here, 10th in the World Championship, 5 in most sessions. So a big one coming up. Both of the factory KTM riders are in this session, and with a spot on the second row at the end of this session. Better would be, of course, a bonus, but a top 6. Such a record here in Barcelona that he's starting to form as well. His first ever victory in Moto 2, his garage, and Jake Dixon. And both Jake and Fabio seem to have formed a bit of brotherly love. It was a big margin. He was well over 4 tenths quicker than his teammate Maverick Vinales, who Marco as well. What can he do? The Frenchman. Been a frequent front row starter as well so far. He will need that faint hole shot device and a bit of engine poke as well on that long one for the first corner to try and keep Quartararo up Magello, but it didn't really last too long. Magnar was an early faller. So Maverick Vinales, he's never in his Yamaha career gone 5 races in a row without a top 6. So you see, that's how they were at the end of FP3, which just helped Valentino Rossi get himself into this very Zarco yesterday to top FP2 needed. Toe behind the fellow Frenchman Fabio Quartararo. He said it wasn't deliberate, both acknowledging and finding the play side of that little moment, but Vinales then will set the reference lap time. It's a 41. That is on the Aprilia. That would be some story for either of the Espargaro boys. Blown away to say the least. Quartararo immediately clicking into his rhythm, finding his speed, and he's going to be comfortably clear of Aleix Espargaro's 39.834. Monster Energy now in turn 5 or 4. It's 4. It's a fast crash for Rossi. Let's get Quartararo over the line then. Yellow flag will be out. Clear of Aleix Espargaro then. Maverick Vinales and Franco Morbidelli, fellow Yamaha riders, are trying to attack and get back as well to the garage in time to even return to the action. Maverick Vinales here then. Here in Barcelona, Vinales does go second. Morbidelli goes fastest to 39.274. Pole in September. Aleix Espargaro again knocking right on the door of that front row for Aprilia. That lap's going to get chalked off, and that's a shame because it was a good one. He's only 500 to the second off. Front row lap that was. That was a potential top 3 lap gone. He's now back in 9th. He got to 5th. Quartararo again trying to seize back comfortable. So confident. Likewise through turn 14. Winds the path on that factory Yamaha, and he takes. You see the crash we're about to though. There it is, just in the background. That was more towards the exit of turn 4 at Simon down in pit lane.
Yeah, just while it's quiet, I'll let you know what I've seen. At Mugello, the Suzuki's Rin.
Now Mir has gone back to 9th place position. He started 3 Grand Prix from already in 2021. Yeah, really straight. Last year, Mir struggling to come through some of the Ducatis. That's what for another attack. Improving the 41.692, but it will not be easy. It's never easy for Joan Mir when you're always hard to pass as well. He will know that Quartararo, Morbidelli and the like will have another chance. Vinales at the moment, who's in line for a front row start, and here comes Quartararo. He's already posted the fastest time that we have seen so far. Had to try and avoid the traffic, perhaps. Or is there another reason for it? But either way, that would be ignore. Just to let him know that he's being followed. Let's see whether he does in fact peel into the pits. He's Jack Miller and Marc Marquez in Q1 to get into the top 2. Now he's looking for a bit of brotherly love here as well from Aleix Espargaro. He will start his flying laps with both Aleix and Pole behind him. Marc Marquez will be doing the same again. He's got the Espargaro brothers that he did in Q1. Benefiting the most. Maverick Vinales, he doesn't like it. He can do anything about Quartararo's 38.853. He's got it all on to rest. 3 minutes left of this session. Nobody can get close to Quartararo. They don't want to be impeding Pecco Bagnaia here. Joan Mir is positioned well to potentially get his best qualifying of the year. Mir is on for a decent lap. Valentino Rossi also, of course, he crashed out already through sector 2. There could be a few twists and turns. As yet, Pecco Bagnaia deliberately backed out of that through turn 12 just to MotoGP. What a bonus that would be for Joan Mir. The Suzuki right now then on the front row of the grid. Barcelona. Here comes Jack Miller then out to the final corner. He's wrestling that Ducati. Binder goes for Oliveira second. Miller now goes to second. Just as he was coming out of the final corner. Oh, Miller's goodness me. He's had a big crash there coming out of turn 3. He's going to be okay. Slow on his feet. Thumbs up to the marshals. Whoa. 10th up in sector 1, he was really pushing. Now, is there going to be a change here? Oh, Paul Espargaro had a chance at the front row here. There could be some heartbreak coming here. There's still another lap that they'll get, but let's get these 2 over the line. And Joan Mir all of a sudden out of nowhere has gone from 3rd to 9th. Incredible. It's all chopping and changing that he's having. Currently on the front row, his last front row calls pole at home, but again moving the goalposts is Fabio Quartararo. Fabio Quartararo then. No, it's gone for him. He's backed out of it into turn 10. Oh, putting together a really strong last lap. No, it's all gone for him as well. He's made a mistake in sector 2. And there, well, Bagnaia needs this. Big lap coming in from Pecco. Can he rescue top 6? Front row would be brilliant for third sector. Not good enough for Bagnaia at the moment. Only estimated to pick up 1 place.
Zarco, though, is up by...
Vinales was on the front row for quite some time. We thought we were going to have a Yamaha lockout on that front row. So a big 50 metre. Zarco, estimated P1. He's deep now into the 4th split. Arte coming here for Fabio Quartararo.
Just in the background, the 2 Red Bull KTMs as well, looking for a late charge back onto the front row.
With time in the 4th sector, Zarco though pinches the front row. Oliveira takes 4th. Vinales on the Fabio Quartararo makes it 5 poles on the spin. First time since 2014. Marc Marquez picks his way through.
Was that on the flying lap? As he sit up Brad Binder into turn 10 on his flying lap.
And went away in that crucial 4th sector. Job done though for Fabio Quartararo. And again, big bookie's favourite. An eventful Saturday afternoon for Jack Miller. All the shenanigans with Marc Marquez be for Miller. And Zarco gets on the front row by half a tenth clear of Miguel Oliveira. Oliveira so close to his second.
Applause from the fans for him. That, regardless of the crash, that is some salvage job from Jack Miller. Second place to be on the front row at Premier Class tomorrow, and it will be his 15th pole in MotoGP. That's Mo Marigali with Simon in pit lane.
Also from Maverick, good decision.
Yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed because they were all following him.
Well, there's top Spanish rider in that session. You don't say that very often with a rider in 6th. He can still do something. The Ducatis are following him. A little acknowledgement there to the fans in the grandstand opposite. And there is his skill.
But he's going to take some stopping tomorrow, that's for sure.
Matt, before we analyse the top 3, Juan Mir 10th on the grid.
Well, at one stage, and he obviously had that front row lap taken away for the smile because he was in Q1 and came out of it and then on the front row. This was the moment. Look at that. Oh, the rear. Let's with that. We're on board now through turn 3. And then it all went horribly wrong. Not too costly for Jack Miller. Q1 like he did last year, but congratulations to World Championship leader Fabio Quartararo. 5 consecutive poles for the Frenchman, and Vinales go from row 2. Aleix Espargaro, Brad Binder and Pecco Bagnaia from the 3rd row. Juan Marquez down in 13th place ahead of Taka Nakagami. Jorge Martin on his return was 15th ahead of Lecuona, who had a crash in FP4 and in Q1.